been so mean to Miniverse, but they sent me their newest product. Are they brave or are they... Now, it is no secret that I have not been the easiest on Miniverse. That is just sad. Yeah, no. Ow! However, more often than not, I'm actually a fan of the product. I just could be a little dramatic. Why aren't these working? But surprisingly, Miniverse actually did send me their newest set of Valentine's Day mystery boxes. I'm really curious if this is going to be better than previous sets or if it's going to be basically the same. Here's what we can get. We can get a hard shell candy mystery box that we get to actually break with a miniature hammer. We can make a bouquet of flowers, or is that the same thing? Maybe it's different because they're next to each other, so I am confused. The ultra rare are the rings. Now, I don't know if this is a DIY or if we're just getting a collection of diamond rings. I don't know if we're going to be getting an ultra rare in here, but we're going to check out every box, weigh them, and see where the pinholes are. And last but not least, we can get the multi-tiered cake, which looks absolutely adorable. I can't wait to make this one specifically because I like colorful cakes. It's just cute. And I think that's the one on the cover. It's just showing us this cake, so it's gotta be the one everyone wants, other than the ultra rare, obviously. And it does have a review of 4.4 stars, and I'm really curious what the negative reviews are. And it says ordered 3 and all of them are the same. However, if you buy it in person, you can get different ones because you can actually tell the projects on the side, but when you do buy online, it is a risk, especially because there's only 4 to collect. And the other one that's 2-star looks like it's the same thing. It's that they order online and they're not happy that they got multiple of the same ones. Now, Miniverse did send me 2 of each project, so I'm curious which one's going to have the actual rings. So we're just gonna put these to the side, and we're going to start with the XO candy breaking one. So it's a little hard to see, but the projects that you want are going to be on the outer side here, or it looks like the pinholes are on this part on top. And if we look at the next one, the pinhole also is right on top. And let's see the difference in weight. This one is 93 grams. Let's check the next one. You are 92, 93 grams. All right, let's do the 93 grams first. Why is this so hard to open? I don't get it. Okay. Why? That was an adventure. All right, let's see what we have. My poor camera is always suffering when there's pink. So we have 1, 2, ooh, cute little mold. 3, ooh, 4, 5 items. And then we have this little table that is heart-shaped, and it's just pink, a little fleshy in color. Not enough sunlight, fleshy. And the first item that we got says Sunny Day Candy Co. And I'm guessing this is going to be the hard shell that we need to break. Let's check it out. Oh, okay. Okay, let's check you out. So we have a hard shell, oh my goodness, type of box. This is starting to remind me of the collectible mystery boxes that we got, that we had to crush the characters out. If you're curious to see that video, here's what the thumbnail looks like. I would definitely link it down below. It was a very unique mystery box of collectible characters. But okay, this is pretty firm. I'm really curious how we're going to end up breaking this. Got little floofies. Next item. Oh. Anything else? No. Oh, yes, there you go. What is that? We have our white chocolate resin. Okay, so this is going to be our project. Miniverse, how do you want me to read the details when you're covering it? So we're supposed to see the cute little writing here somehow, but it is indeed hidden. There. And it says 100% XOs, 100% choco goodness, and 100% total love. Oh my goodness, I almost missed this. Okay, we get a little spoon. And of course we have the nozzle that goes with it. And then we have the little caps. What does it say? It just says mini. And if you're ever curious what these little caps are for, it's basically for the display case, which I don't use, but if you wanted to, they're there. And then, what are you? Sun-baked sweets. We have the little confetti kit. That's cute. We obviously need to take these out. Are you taped in? The answer is no. They're so tiny. All right, we have red glitter, brown glitter. I'm guessing it's gonna be colorant. And you are tiny little ball sprinkles. Cute. Very tiny. I mean, here's my thumb, and here's how small they are on my thumb. Look at that. Okay, hang on. Next. Okay, next. Okay, you get it though, right? Just say yes. And then we have the XO mold, so the hugs and kisses. Does anyone still use that? I feel like this is so vintage. XO. Are you calling me an ox? How dare you? But it is XO, so we get to make XO candies for hugs and kisses. I think kisses is X, hugs is O. And then here we get the catalog of everything we can make. And we've already seen that, so we have the cake, the rings, oh my goodness, engagement rings, my goodness. The heartbreak surprise, and the lollipop bouquet. All right, so I took a look at the instructions, and this is where I'm going to be disagreeing with the instructions. I just have a different brain, a different methodology. And for those of you who disagree, just be sure to listen to Marcus, okay?
Huh?
Okay? Don't do that. Now, the only thing I disagree when it comes to the instructions is it does tell us to add the colorant first, then we mix it up with the resin, which is totally fine. And then they're telling us to harden it and then remove it from the mold, and then add more resin individually to add sprinkles. And then harden it again and do it all over. Now, I disagree. I think that you can do the second step of putting more resin and then sprinkles while it's still in the mold. There's no point in taking it out and individually, painstakingly have to sprinkle it. I'll show you what I mean. So the first thing I did is I took my resin and gave it a warm bath. That's basically just putting it in hot tap water so that by the time I'm using it, it's a little bit more liquidy and easier to use. All right, now we're going to take our resin out of the warm bath, remove any kind of water, because resin and water. Okay, kitty editor, I think you're exaggerating just a little bit. There's definitely no explosions, okay? They just don't mix. Kitty editor, now who's being dramatic? You being dramatic. Okay, we don't want that. Okay, fine, a little dramatic. And let's get our resin open. What? There you go. Okay, looks creamy. And we're gonna put this right on top. All right, first thing we're going to do is open this tiny mini bottle. Oh gosh. Oh. Ow! We got it. Do not breathe too hard around this. It's gonna fly everywhere or you're gonna end up with it in your nostril. We don't want that. Unless you want magnificently colored boogers. Don't do that. No, seriously, don't do it. And now we're supposed to take this pointy end, dip it, and basically just color the inside. Voila. And you just basically have to do the same thing over and over and every single XOXO. Just go ham. Do what you gotta do. So let's see how creamy this is. Let's get a lot closer. And squeeze. Oh, okay, definitely very smooth. Voila. This is a very tricky shape. I feel like I'm focused quite a bit here. So I'm gonna do one, and then we take the back end and we're gonna swirl it so that the color actually mixes with the reds. And we try to get as many air pockets as possible. So that's, oh, look at that, we have air pockets. So you're just gonna do this, mixy, voila. Okay, that looks good. Now we're gonna repeat the entire thing through the other molds. And I'm just basically doing the same movement over and over. So it's not really nothing that special to look at since it's all sped up. Now, technically, Miniverse says to put this in sunlight for approximately 10 minutes, but this is winter in Canada. We don't have any sunlight. So we're going to use our UV light, turn it on, and just leave it on here for a couple of minutes.
A few minutes later.
All right, so this is the point where we're going to be changing the instructions. So if you have too much resin kind of hanging out at the top, because this has already hardened, so I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of tape, put it on top, and remove whatever excess that we have. Kind of just to clean it up a bit. Look at that, it's already cleaner. Voila, and voila. Very nice, very nice. And instead of popping them out of the mold, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the resin, smidge like this, like this, and across the back of every single one that we've already made. And we're gonna take our little stirry stick and just just put a little bit across the back of every single one. What we want to do is a very thin layer that's going to act as a glue. We don't want a thick layer. We just want a really thin layer just to hold things together. Now we take our itty bitty tiny itty bitty baby gritter and take little spoonfuls. These are way smaller than oh my goodness, you're tiny. Oh my god, the spoon is not spooning. Come on. Okay, and we're just gonna sprinkle. Well, that is not sprinkle. That is a dollop. I need a sprinkle nozzle here. This is not doing it for me. Okay, this spoon is absolutely terrible. So we're just gonna glob that. Okay, just pretend I'm doing it right. I'm just gonna put it all over the back of the entire thing. This spoon is not the greatest. It's way too shallow. And now we can take our UV light again, turn it on, and put it right on top. So now we're gonna wait a few more minutes. This should put the candy right in the back. Candy was annoying. All right, so we have removed our light. I did both sides. All right, let's see what this is going to look like. Pull you right out. So we have our little XO and the candy is in the back. I know some of you are going to argue that the candy should have been at the front, but you could do it either way. I honestly don't think it makes that much of a difference. So we have shiny side and then this candy side. And then we have separate X's and O's. So let's pull these out. They come out really easy. Looks super cute too. And they will end up going inside this box. Voila. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the chocolate and the vanilla, I guess, or just white chocolate flavor, but I'm going to do them in the same mold. I don't want to redo the entire process of mold over mold over mold. We're just gonna make half chocolate, half white chocolate, add sprinkles and everything as we did. We just want to get on with our day because we want to see what the smashing of the hammer looks like. And speaking of the smashing of the hammer, it looks like I did forget one of the baggies. So we're gonna just open that. Here's the hammer, because I was wondering where it was, but we have it. And then we have tongs, which I didn't really need to use. And here they are. Let's go ahead and I'm just gonna try and remove as much sprinkles that were added extra. And let's check it out. Come on. There you go. Here is our XO with the sprinkles in the back. I got fed up and just wanted to spill those sprinkles. And let's check out the XO for the white chocolate. Also very cute. And now let's just go ahead and shove everything in our box. Again, very cute. Even the individual XOs are super cute. I may have overfilled this. Grains, I think you can just do half molds. You don't need to do everything. Okay. Is this even going to close? Here's one more look at them. Absolutely adorable. Now I'm going to shove you in. Are you going to close? Or do I need to... Okay, it did close. Very nice. Now... we're gonna smash. I mean, time to follow instructions. So here's where the instructions actually show us that we need to put our thumb in the back of the actual hammer. So this is not going to work. This is not gonna work. What we need to do is put our finger here and kind of smash it this way. So we're gonna try that. All right, so I'm gonna keep my finger here and we're gonna go ahead and smash. Hey, it's working. That's fun. That's cute. It's really reminding me of that kit I'm telling you Grains about. You have to watch that video. Many of you loved it. Rewatch it again. If you're new here, definitely check it out. It did what it had to do. This kit was fun. It was cute. It was very time consuming, which means I'm getting worth for my payment. What's the word? Bang for my buck. So I'm going to go ahead and rate this an 8 on 10. I still wish something was scented. If you don't want to make the resin scented, make the boxes scented. All right, we're gonna check the weight of this one again, and it says it is 92 grams. So it seems like it's between 92 and 93. We're just gonna look really quickly if this is a double. If it is, we're just going to move on to the next project. It is indeed the same project. So we're gonna put that aside and I'm going to just give it away to my community. Next is the multi-tiered cake. And again, you can see over here where it shows part of the actual cup where the cake sits into. And the pinhole is the bottom left. And then on the second one, the pinhole is also bottom left. Now let's check out the weight. This one is 99 grams. And this one here is also 98 grams. There's always that little bit of a fluctuation where they feel like they're the same. So this is 98 and this is 99. So the likelihood of them being the same thing is pretty high. Oh, it's shaka shaka. Oh, they both definitely sound the same. There's a little bit of shaka shaka going on here. These tabs are the worst. I don't know if they changed the material of the outer wrapping, but my goodness, it is just ripping apart and I just don't have the patience for it. We're just gonna cut through because I got projects to make. And let's see what we get. We have instructions, guide. We have table. All the tables are the same? Okay. Usually for Christmas or Halloween, they always decorate their tables very differently. So you can see here, Christmas, we get different patterns. For Halloween, we also get different patterns. I'm trying to remember if the one time we did the spring set, if the tables were different. Kitty Editor will bring us up to speed. But so far, it seems the table for Valentine's are so far the same. So far. 3 and 4. I'm really excited for this one. I do like making little mousse cake. Actually, mousse cake is probably my preferred way of having cake. I don't generally like cake, but if it's moussey, it's moussey. So let's see what we have. Let's put these aside. And our first baggie. Okay, we started off with the extras. What do we have? Tongs. What are you? Heart brownies? I love brownies. Brownies are not cake, are they? Would brownies be considered cakes or are brownies brownies? I'm really curious. Look at the texture on this. Looks absolutely phenomenal. I do love the one bite brownies. Those are one of my favorites. They're just so decadent. And then what's in this bag? Chocolate curls. Okay. Definitely shavings that we see on real cakes. So just little chocolate shavings. And then this baggie is just basically showing us all the different projects. And what do we have? Oh. We have a little spoon and cherries. Okay, it's kind of like given Black Forest vibes. I'm talking about Black Forest the cake, not a Black Forest like in a fantasy novel. She walked down the path of the Black Forest. Not that. And then here we have, ooh, little topped cherry whipped cream. Cute. That is very, very cute. Although I would have loved if they had put a little bit of a piping tip and made us do the actual decoration. That's just me. Maybe I'm over detailed. Next baggie. Again, the baggies are all the same. Oh, come on. Oh. Okay. We have the tab that I personally don't care for, but looks like we have cherry custard. So this is going to be our resin, it seems like. Open you up. And we can actually see the writing. It's not hidden. It says Cupid goodness, loveness, loveliness, and total hugs. All right, let's see what the cherry custard looks like. Oh my goodness. And, oh. Ooh, looks very silky, very velvety, definitely thick. Oh my goodness. It is so thick. This is where we're at. It's like a Frosty from Dairy Queen. Or what is that Frosty from Wendy? One of those places where the ice cream doesn't fall. Okay, interesting. And then, that is a cute little wrapper. We have little hearts everywhere. This is where we put our cake together. Okie dokie. Let's check the instructions. All right, so this is what the project looks like. It does look a little wonky, so I'm guessing that's normal because it's basically custard. And the first layer is going to involve putting the brownies straight up. So we have to make sure that the brownies stay standing, and then add more custard, and then the cherries, and then more custard, and then shavings, and then more custard, and then the topping. Many layers. Honestly, my biggest concern is that there will not be enough custard. I am of the team doubtful. Hashtag team doubtful. What team are you on? Are you team doubtful or team hopeful? Actually, I'm also hopeful. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take this thick piece here. Oh my goodness. And this is actually the worst thing. This is not funny. This is so thick, it is not going down. We're gonna use our spoon to try and gloop it down. Oh my goodness. And we're just gonna spread it at the bottom. Voila. Okay, I think we got enough. It's very thin. Don't yell at me. Look how thin it is, okay? I can't handle being yelled at. And just to keep it clean, I'm going to take a Q-tip and clean up the edges here. Voila. Now for the brownies. Oh, you're gonna pop right off, aren't you? Gentle, gentle hands, Jackie. There you go. And let's put the brownies. And this is one of the rare times where we're actually going to need the tongs. So we're gonna shove this like so. Oh gosh. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh gosh. Okay, we're gonna stick you right there. This is going to look so bad. I'm gonna shove you here. No! No! Don't fall down. Well, you already fell down, but just don't overdo it. Just stay. So much for cleaning the edges. We have more chances to try this. Okay. Like so. Ooh, stay there. We're getting somewhere. And then you over here. It's looking okay. It's looking okay. And this one goes on this side. Last brownie goes right here. Voila. All right, now we need to harden it to save the progress. In ya go. All right, now that this has hardened, we're gonna take more of this gloopty hardened custard. I don't know, why is this custard so hard? Ah! So hardened. Has it been to prison? Come on, custard. Okay, this is so gloopy. I don't know what's wrong with it. My room is not frozen. This is not frozen. Clearly we need more. Come on, because we need to cover them brownies. They ain't gonna cover themselves. Come on. There you go. All right, we're gonna use our spoon. Our spoon is our trusted friend here. And we're gonna try and get all the little edges. Voila, voila, and voila. I was really looking forward to this. Now it's just looking like a gloopty mess. All right, let's get our cherries and let's just, oh, look at that. The cherries are full to the brim. Okay, let's go cherries. Cherries, oh, oh, oh. Let's go, let's go. Very nice. And I love the fact that there's a difference in color variation. So that's very nice. And now we get to harden it so that the cherries stay in place. I don't think this is going to work. I don't think this is going to look as good as it does in the picture. I feel like it's going to just look like a condensed mess at this point. And now we get to see what the cherries look like. I mean, they're definitely pretty stable, but they're kind of sinking into the custard. We're just gonna keep going. All right, this is a messy project. We're gonna take some more. Voila. Look, I can sit here for 5 minutes and it's probably not gonna move too much. So we're gonna just help it along the way. Voila. You know what? I thought we wouldn't have enough custard, but it looks like we're okay. And now we're gonna spread that stuff. Very nice. Nice thin layer so we can put our chocolate shavings. Okay, it's spreading. Voila. See, I didn't even panic. It's so thick that every time it falls, I'm not worried. I'm like, it's not gonna spill. I'm safe. That's how thick it is. It has removed fear from me. Chocolate. All right, so we're gonna try and put the chocolate shavings as close to the edge as possible. Come on. So that it shows. I'm doing my best here, Grains. I'm doing it. I mean, it's not showing still. Come on. There. Okay, let's not put too much. This seems okay. And now we need to harden it again. And then after that, we're gonna put the last layer. Listen, from this angle, it actually looks cute, but then when you look at it from the side, it really doesn't look like this. I feel like there's some kind of photoshopping going on here. I would love to see someone who has done it exactly like that. I don't know, I'm a little doubtful here. I'm a little very much extra doubtful. As you can see, this is what we have left, so we're gonna scoop you up. Come on, we got you. This is our last layer, and we're gonna spread it to put our dollops of whipped cream. There we go, voila. And we have these. So I think we're gonna use the tongs here, just that we're a little bit more delicate, so we can do this. Oh, that is definitely wonky. I think it's wonky because it's exactly like the picture. Well, not exactly, but the top is like the picture. And it seems like they put 5. So 1, 2, 3 on top and 2 at the bottom. Voila. Okay, let's go ahead and save our progress. There you go. All right, and that is cute though. That is cute. The side, not so much. The top, absolutely yes. I am very disappointed with the sideways look. I'm wondering if there is a way to make this a lot less sloppy. If you do know, definitely let me know in the comments. Otherwise, it do look sloppy. I mean, it's a soft, hardened custard. It's gonna gloop. But let's just focus on the top view because that's where it's cutest. I'm going to give this cake a rating of 7.2 on 10. All right, let's check out this one that had a 1 gram difference if it's going to be the multi-tiered cake. So let's open you up in the easiest way I know. Regression. It's a little hard to tell. So let's check it out. Yes. Okay, it's exactly the same. So no need to open it up. I will be giving this away. Why are you not closing? You good now? Okay. These are our last chance at seeing if we get the ultra rare. Right now, this should in theory be the bouquet of hearts candy. As you can see, this is what the finished project should look like, but we know what should be and what is not all what is the same. And the pinhole for this one is really tiny on the top left. Let's check out the second one as well. Really tiny top left. And we'll check out the weight differences. This one is 91 grams and you also 91 grams. So not very likely to be different. Miniverse, you sent me a kit. Please try to send me the ultra rare too so I can show it off. No, but I truly do appreciate it. I know I'm joking a lot, but I truly do appreciate it. I can't sit here and pretend that I don't feel lucky. I am lucky. I appreciate it. But give me the rare! Just saying. Just saying. But who knows? Maybe the rare is the same weight, so you never know. Why am I doing this? I'm gonna have this. All right, let's see how this one looks and if the table is exactly the same. So we have 2 instructions. Ooh, the mold. These are what we're supposed to do. And the table. So the table still is exactly the same for all of them. Would have loved to see patterns. That's just me. I lost count. But we have 2 more in here. And our first baggie. Again, the baggies all look the same. So there's nothing really special about them. We don't get any puns. Nothing of that sort. Oh. Okay, we have 2 items in here. There are heart confetti sprinkles in red. And then here we just have a pink colorant. So I'm guessing that's how we're going to be coloring our lollipops. And then there's something in here. What is in here? What is this? Oh, okay, nothing really. It looks like this is where we're going to be putting our candy. Okay, interesting. And here we have the mold where we're actually going to be making our lollipop hearts. Very nice molds. They make excellent molds, by the way. This one seems like there's quite a bit, or at least it's pretty big. And we have, okay. We have our resin, and it says candy syrup. Here we have the top of the actual bottle. We don't care. We have a little spoon, and we have the nozzle. Now, as per tradition, I'm going to give this a warm bath because I don't want it to be too syrupy, and then we're going to get some air pockets. So we want this to be a little bit more juicy flowing. And then I'm guessing our tongs are gonna be in here. Yes, we have our tongs. And oh, excuse yourself. It's a lollipop bouquet kit. So it looks like we have some straws, we have some paper, and then here is a tiny roll of ribbon. Looks like we're gonna be spending time packing here. Anything else? Yeah. Huh. All right, before we move on to the actual doing of the lollipops, I kind of wanted just to show you the ultra rare that we may or may not get after we check the last box. But this is what the project is supposed to look like. And we're supposed to have gotten gems and little tiny rings. And the resin is supposed to have a tiny brush where we're supposed to add the gems onto the rings. And that's pretty cute because then we put it into the actual holder and harden it for 15 minutes. Now, I don't know if this is resin. I don't think this is resin because I don't see a symbol for any kind of sunlight. It just says let it sit for 15 minutes, which means it's a glue, not a resin. And it says repeat the same steps, put them in a box, and you're good to go. So this is interesting. It would have been a glue. Oh, yes, it is. Here it says gem glue. Listen, we still have that chance. We still have a chance of the ultra rare. We'll see. Maybe it's the same weight. Now, the instructions for the actual lollipop are pretty straightforward because it's all about mixing everything together and then wrapping it up. So it shouldn't be that difficult. So let's start off with the little straws. Not made for big hands. There you go. Voila. Now, I don't know how high up these are supposed to go, so I'm just gonna kind of, do I just slide it in? Or do I just push it in? Okay, I'm going to assume this is the right way. All right, I'm a little worried about this because they kind of warp towards the top. Not sure if you grains can see, but they're kind of warping upwards. I can't get them to settle down. No matter what I do, they're still warping up. Maybe if I have supports under these? No. Let me try getting supports under this. Like that. No, it's still warping. The whole mold is warped. But you know what? We're gonna trust the process. You know what we haven't checked is the little flavor info on the side. And it says candy, stuff, vitamin hearts, and total love, all at 100%. All right, let's get our colorant going. And since this is a bigger mold, I'm just gonna go ahead and take a nice scoop. Voila, voila. We don't want too much because we want it to still be a little opaque. Voila, and voila. How many times can I say voila? I don't know, but I can say a lot. And now is the time for our candy syrup. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and fill these up in the same way that we did the XO mold. We're just adding the resin in there. And apparently we're not supposed to stir it just yet. We're gonna be adding our little candy sprinkles. See, that's what I was asking for. This sprinkle jar has a little part that we can actually just kind of push down and let it fall, but that's not what we got when it came to the tiny sprinkles. So we're gonna do that here. Okay. I wanna be a little generous here. There. Now we're supposed to be okay to mix it. See, the straws are not standing up. The straws are not touching. I'm a little worried here. Okay, we're gonna mixy. And I went ahead and mixed everything as per usual. But I'm gonna bring your grains to a lower visible level that you can see the straw is a little bit more angled. It's a little dramatic. It barely touches the resin. So I think my only option here is to really add way more resin and hope that it just catches. So we're gonna keep adding more resin, like so, and hope that it actually keeps it there. I'm a little worried, but we're gonna do what we can. All right, the molds are pretty full. So at this point, we save our progress. There you go. All right, so we did both front and back. So let's see what this is going to yield. So far, I'm not too hopeful. Look at that. But okay, I'm going to be as gentle as possible. Okay, it's a little funny in the back. I feel like I want to add more resin just because it feels like it's hanging by a thread, but okay. Here's a close-up. Let's check out the next one. I'm trying not to sabotage it here, okay? Here's the second one. Again, look at that. Look at that. It is hanging by a thread. I'm gonna pop this one out. Again, same thing. Look at that. They should have done the mold way deeper for these actual tubes because that is not, that's got no integrity. Sure, it looks cute, but it's like, that's, how do I explain it? Like, it's just leaning forward. And the last one here, also very cute, but still hanging by a thread. So I went ahead and added more resin to the back of the lollipops and then hardened those again just because I want them to just hold on for just a little longer. And now we have tiny baggies and tiny wraps, and all that's left to do is take the lollipops, shove them into the baggie, take one of the little wraps and twist it at the bottom to make it look super presentable. And now we're going to shove it into the paper, I guess, bouquet type of bag, gift thingy. And ta-da! Here is what they look like. Let me know your thoughts. I think they're pretty cute. I just wish the stems and the resin stayed together properly instead of warp upwards. So that's something that you need to correct and work with here. It was an okay project. I'm going to give it a 6.7 on 10. Now to check whether or not this is going to be the rings. Oh, what am I doing? And let's check it out. I think we're gonna know right away as soon as we have these scrunched up bouquet thingamajig. So, no. We didn't get the ultra rare. Let me know which one of these three projects is your favorite. I think I really would have loved the ring one just because it's cute. It's little tiny jewelry. I would have loved that. But otherwise, I think the XO one was pretty cute. I really wish the cake would have been better, but I'm curious to know your thoughts. If you want to watch more miniature making, check up here. If you want to catch something a little different, make sure you check down here. Until then, I will see you guys in the next video.